Are you afraid of feeling pain? Are you running maybe physically away or internally, emotionally when you hear the word vulnerability? If yes, I absolutely understand you. And today, I like to offer you a new perspective shift to open yourself up to relate to yourself and life differently. Because I like to start with a little thing that may trigger you and that I feel is very important to say. And I think that the spiritual world is really has it the spiritual bubble sometimes has it the wrong way. So sometimes in the spiritual bubble, or maybe you embark out on this journey really new, or maybe you're in this for a longer run already, there is this idea of love and light, right? But for me, that's spiritual bypassing. Because I had to come to terms, and it's the truth. Pain is part of life. We cannot escape it. Yes, everybody of us does not want to feel it. No human wants to feel pain. And even not talking about it, I feel my heart. But the truth is, it's part of life. And what is not part of life, and that's a big, big difference we need to make here, just for the understanding, suffering. Suffering is not part of life. Suffering is the moment you become aware of what makes you tick, how human life is working, you get into the subconscious mind. I have a different video about this. Okay, what is the subconscious mind and how does it work? You can check it out. I'm going to talk about how it influences our life and tools and ways how we can connect to it. Okay. And it's important if you're in this journey to really start there to get understanding what I'm talking about. And the moment you wake up that, look, I'm aware of, I have a weird habit of, let's make it really easy. Like you're hungry, but you're not immediately taking care of yourself, and you stress out and you get even more hungry and you get grumpy. Like you do that every day. The moment you catch yourself, you're like, wait a minute, why am I not taking care of myself immediately? You become aware, right? It's like, if you keep on doing it, you choose suffering. That's it. When we're aware of something and we still do it, we choose suffering. And let me be also here very clear. Sometimes when it comes to addictions, for example, you can be aware of that you have an addiction. You cannot get rid of it. I understand this would land really hard with you, that you choose suffering. And this is a different topic, because if we're addicted to something, even if we know it's not good for us, we find ourselves in there. I understand that, because this is something, it needs coaching or therapy, because there are deep-rooted issues, okay? And addictions, there's another video on that. I'm gonna do another video, because it's important to understand, right? So I'm not talking about these kind of addictions, because I've been there too. I knew something is not good for me and I still did it with all the tools that I had, okay? So this is something you need to go into. I'm talking about a habit like this, for example, ignoring you're hungry, okay? And if we're still doing that, that's suffering. So it means like we keep on, creating pain upon ourselves. That's a different thing. But pain itself is part of life. No matter how enlightened you are, if someone you love dies, we're gonna cry. That's the way our body is literally grieving, that it cannot feel the cells of the other person anymore. We cannot hug them anymore. It's done. So grief is such a natural process. If a woman gives birth, there's pain. If we have a breakup, there's pain. If, sometimes we want something, we don't get it, it's pain. It's rejection, it's abandonment. We all have these wounds. By the way, if you feel like you're that special, because I had a feeling for a long time, like, I don't belong here, I'm like an alien. What is happening here? They don't know what I've been through, or people don't understand me. If you're right now listening, I get your perspective, but it's not the truth. We are all very special. We are all unique beings of God, but you and I are not that special, that we have different pain points, because every human, we have rejection points, abandonment issues, we have anxiety, okay? So if you listen to this right now and maybe take a deep breath in, sigh it out. just for a moment. Surrender to the possibility that it's true that pain is part of life. So what do you do right now? You have two choices. You either stick in a shell that you developed over the years, being afraid of vulnerability, being afraid of intimacy, because intimacy, if you really crave intimacy with a partner, with friends, and with yourself, it cannot go without vulnerability. It can't. It just can't. If you're afraid of that, but you want it, you have a choice to make. It's like either, okay, I'm going to stick in my shell. I'm going to stick in it and I'm not going to open up. Or you make the choice to open up your heart. Even if you don't know how, you make the choice, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to go through everything that I need to go through to open up my heart to life again. Okay. Because me, for a long time, I thought that being invulnerable, like nothing can touch me, is keeping me alive. And for some part, it was true. But in truth, it kept me from life. I was very lonely inside because this wall that I created to not feel pain, to avoid any kind of pain, to be like, you cannot touch me. This is not just a wall we build outside to the world. We build it inside. And there's like, maybe you feel it also like as little children, parts of ourselves, maybe there's just emotions, right? That need in us to be heard and seen, and we shut them out, maybe like our parents did. Because that's the truth, how our parents were, the relationships that we had, and every is very unique. But if we are not conscious about the wounds, about needs healing, we often treat our inner child, we treat ourselves, the inner dialogue, the words we choose, how our parents did it. So if you make the choice to open up, let me tell you, you're on the right journey in the sense of only love, only more joy, only more fulfillment will come. And as I said, I thought it keeps me alive. And maybe you feel the same right now. So I like to share with you my journey of coming from this absolute scarcity of pain to coming back to my heart. And I had support in that. I also seek support in this journey of intimacy, because sometimes it's so comforting to have somebody in this space holding you accountable, going deeper. If maybe there's, an idea of surpassing something, an emotion you just don't want to feel. But I decided to come back to me, to my truth. And that meant to confront pain. So if you also feel like, yeah, Christina, but I feel like being invulnerable and keeping pain away keeps me alive, I get it. Because it was my survival strategy. Because as a child, as many of us, I did not learn how to self-regulate. And I came into this world super high sensitive. I felt inches of the emotions, of the thoughts of my mom and dad. I felt when they lied, if I called something out and they said, no, it's okay, I knew they were lying. And probably you are the same if you listen to this. So when you come with high sensitivity and you never learned how to, maybe first of all, that it's okay that you feel fear, that it's okay that you feel sadness, that it's okay that you feel anger. If your parents were not able to help you self-regulate and give you the space, and let's be honest and gracious with our parents. Most of us didn't have these kind of parents, and most of our parents did not have the tools. And I grew up with a parent, like it's really hard for my father till today to accept when I'm in pain, because he never learned how to deal with his pain. So what happened is two things. I was so overwhelmed processing pain and emotions and also suffering from family and people around me. But I also was overwhelmed by my own emotions and pain, because just imagine you're a little child, you have a little box and all the emotions come in, and the emotions you have about the emotions, right? It's all this back and forth. And you never learn how to process them. They get stored in the body and stuck in trauma. And then you get older and somebody just says something and it just explodes and you still don't know how to deal. So you numb it down. And actually there is a fear of feeling. The fear of feeling your feelings is stronger than the feeling you are fearing to feel. Let me say this again. The fear of feeling your feelings is stronger than actually the feeling you're afraid to feel. So if you have this deep feeling of sadness, you just don't want to get in because it's connected to something where you rejected. I remember me always having a panic attack. And then I remember, wait a minute, I'm more afraid of feeling right now. And I relaxed. And I'm gonna give you a tool that I received in my own journey in mentoring in a short video connected to this, how you can come back into your body in moments to self-soothe. Okay. So I didn't learn how to feel my pain. And so there are different ways how we deal with life then. And the point is, sometimes you can have, I need to bring this in here right now. If you don't know how to deal with your own pain, it can happen that subconsciously there's a pattern you develop being completely in relationships, friendships, partnerships, absorbed with the pain of your partner and friend. Why? Because if you're busy being their coach, and this can trigger you right now, it can be, it's a truth bomb. I had to sit with that and come to peace with this. Because you could say this world is too painful, it's too much, whatever. I constantly be the coach, the mama, the healer of my partners. What is your benefit? We always have a benefit. And the benefit is, as long as you're busy with the pain and the feelings, managing, by the way, it's not healthy, and that's a different topic about relationships. But if you're busy with that, you don't have to face your own feelings. So when you come to terms to come back to your heart, it means you need to sit down with yourself and feel all the feelings you never wanted to feel the pain that you never wanted to feel. And what the amazing thing is, with certain tools and decisions, to just sit with it, and you'll learn to sit with it and hold yourself and be like, I'm loving on myself in this. I'm loving on this feeling. I'm loving on this anxiety. It's okay. I'm not going anywhere. This is why meditation is so powerful, because you literally physically sit and your inner children are literally feeling like, yeah, okay, she's there, you know? And if you start to open up your heart again and feel the feelings you didn't want to feel, you get something very important for this life, and that is emotional resilience. Emotional resilience and the tool to self-regulate your emotions. That brings all the power back to you. And it's a process. So if you are yearning for a life full of joy and pleasure, if you're yearning to be your true self and feel free, if you're yearning for a relaxed body, if you're yearning for feeling love and connection, you need to make the choice to be vulnerable and intimate with yourself. And with every choice, you change the course of your life. So if you want, right now, take a moment and close your eyes. And if you want and like, put your hands on your heart. And breathe into your heart. And visualize yourself and a most enlightened, wise version of yourself. It's like a beautiful being, and you feel it's part of you, because in truth, it's there already. That is wise, that is mature, that is nurturing, that knows that you are loved, that you are enough, you're whole as you are with everything that you are. And right now, this beautiful being of light, or maybe you see a color, you just feel something. And in front of this beautiful part of you, this wise part, there is a treasure box, maybe made out of gold, closed. And in this treasure box, there are all the feelings you never were able to process. You never had time to feel. You were afraid of feeling. And maybe you hear your inner child in this box. Maybe it calls upon you and says, I need you to see me. Maybe you just feel it. Right now, just imagine how this wise version of you showers this box with beautiful white light, bringing a lot of love and compassion and understanding, and the frequency of forgiveness, of I'm sorry that I was not capable of taking care of myself properly. I'm sorry that I denied myself. I'm sorry that I rejected myself. I'm sorry that I abandoned myself. Excuse me. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Just imagine how, like a waterfall, this energy goes down to this box. And all of the fear towards your feelings or the hesitation or what will happen just dissolves. And now it's just a box, and there's this beautiful, beautiful connection between you and the box, the wise self and the box, a beautiful connection of love and understanding. And you know that you can make a choice right now to say, okay, I'm ready to open up my heart again towards myself. I'm ready to go even deeper with myself. I choose myself today. And whatever needs to be processed and healed, I say yes, in the trust that it will always reveal all of itself in the right timing. So without overwhelmment, without that I get scared, I just say yes. And I give these parts of me permission to talk to me in the right timing. If you want to say yes, choose it. It's there. Maybe you feel your body getting calmer because the resistance is gone. You said yes. Now take deep breath in, out, and open up your eyes. So this already is a powerful shift in perspective of going from resistance and fear into acceptance and invitation, right? And the perspective shift that I had, and I want to share with you about vulnerability, is literally, it is the key to be alive. Vulnerability is the foundation to be intimate with yourself and then your partner. Intimacy builds trust. Intimacy builds safety. So what about you shifting from to I choose myself? This is a choice of empowerment. This is to say yes to vulnerability, and intimacy is a choice of empowerment. It opens up the gateways to my heart. It opens up the gateways to life. It opens up the gateways to abundance. It opens up the gateways to pleasure, to joy, to my true being. And I get my power in a very beautiful way back. And I decide about my life, not the past anymore. And I'm emotionally resilient. I can deal with life. I can handle life. So it's not vulnerability that you're afraid of. It's that you need to just learn to reparent yourself. I know it's a journey, but it's reparenting yourself in the relationship to your emotions. To sit with them, to feel them, to let them go, to have tools to get to know you, what helps you, and to self-regulate. This will open up your heart to life. It definitely changed my life, and it's an ongoing journey. The intimacy and vulnerability, it's an ongoing journey. And in the moment you decide that this is an empowerment journey, it gets easy and it actually gets possible. And it builds the foundation that you truly can be you. Because the more you love all of you, the more you can accept all parts of you, then really you are untouchable from the negativity of life. It doesn't mean we don't get hurt if somebody says something and we're like, "Ooh, what was that?" That can be uncomfortable. We're human. But if I own my truth and I can accept parts that are funky and query, and I can even accept things that I can't accept yet. And people say something negative, can just wash off because I got myself, and I wish for you that you got yourself too. And I wish for you that you got out of this share today the courage to say yes to your heart, to intimacy and vulnerability. Yes to changing the relationship towards yourself. and really understanding that it's really about learning how to deal with your emotions in your life. That pain is part of it. We cannot avoid it. And I want to close this with a very profound understanding that I received and experienced. And it's the paradox of life. The more I am capable of feeling pain and sadness and fear, and I'm able to process it, hold it, and let it go, the more capacity I have to feel joy and love and peace and bliss. It goes hand in hand because it's all part of life. And love, the consciousness of God, is in everything. So if you reject sadness, you reject God in a way, because God is in everything, this divine source. So the more you can accept and surrender that these emotions are part of life, the more you can accept and surrender to bliss and peace and abundance and joy. All right. Sending you lots of love. And feel free to share your thoughts, questions under this video. And I wish you a beautiful day, night, whenever you watch this.